Thanks for joining us today. Happy New Year. We start 2021 with a wonderful guest today. As we start these conversations in the new year, I welcome your comments and feedback so that you can be a part of this program and the opportunity to either email, call me. We'll put into the chat at the very end my email and phone number so that you can offer feedback, ideas of content and topics and guests that you'd like to see in this forum. Uh, I always appreciate having the opportunity to bring experts in their field about talking about with us ways that we can live a vibrant, fulfilling life. And today is one of the ones that I look forward to as we start this new year. It's really about living an intentional life. And we're going to go through a number of experiences and have the opportunity here and now to have the experience of intentionally setting forth the type of life that we'd like to be living at this point in time. My guest today is Jessica Zempel. Jessica is a business and a professional business and personal coach and consultant. She actually just released a book called Shut This Way that you'll have an opportunity to obtain, and that'll be in the chat a little bit later. Jessica, welcome. Nice to have you today.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
So we're talking about living an intentional life by body, mind, and spirit. So what are we talking about in terms of an intentional life? Give us a sketch of what that is meant to look like.
Yeah, for me, I guess it means living life by design rather than default. We are so busy and we're often in a reactive mode rather than slowing down to really think about what it is we want to be experiencing, what it is we want to be creating. And so my goal today is to give you a couple tools and techniques to support you in living your best life.
Wonderful. I am very excited for it. I was thinking about our conversation today, and I actually pulled up and came upon a particular quote that I think is relative. It's by Mahatma Gandhi, and it speaks to his quote: "Happiness is what you think, what you say, and what you do are in harmony." And I know you ascribe to a particular model that brings that together. You have a formula, I think you say. So, what is that formula, that secret sauce?
That quote is perfect. It actually has all the components right in there. And also, it aligns with the YMCA's mission and purpose of really helping people live their fullest life through mind, body, and soul. And so, I want to walk through this formula, which starts with soul. And so for soul, it is really listening to your heart. What is it that you want in your life? And so we're going to do that today, just letting you guys use this time, this opportunity, this gift that you've given yourself to really think about what it is you want to change in the new year. It could be creating a new routine. It could be letting go of something. It could be forgiving somebody. So I want you to take the next minute or so just thinking about what it is you would like to be different in your life. And once you have something, we are going to move into a couple other components of the formula. So use this time for your own reflection. Okay, I hope everybody has at least one thing that you want to be different in your life this year. And now the other part of the formula is mindset.
Jessica,
And
let me ask you a question. I thought it was interesting. Often people say mind, body, spirit, and I recognize that your formula is you start with spirit and you talk about that in terms of the heart and from a heart-centered space. So why would you start with the soul and the heart, so to speak?
Well, I appreciate you asking that in that way. And it really comes from the idea that uh, where our attention goes grows. And so if you start with action, you may just be taking action to be busy, to fill your calendar, to whatever's coming into your life. And sometimes that's okay, sometimes that's necessary. However, then you are really allowing the world to dictate your life. And if you flip it around and start with what it is that feels good and right to you, that can then drive what your choices are from there. So that's why living intentionally is so important, because then it is more aligned with who we are and how we want to be in the world. And so by starting there, then the next two areas can line up better. And really, it's all about aligning all three of those. If you think about it, if just one of those is off, that is where we start to feel maybe stuck, uncomfortable, disappointed, unfulfilled, you name it. And so that's why I love the formula too, is you can look at each component to see where you might be off a little bit. Because sometimes it's your soul. I don't know for you, Jonathan, but there's been times that I've been going for dreams that were actually old dreams. And just because it used to be a dream, I got in this habit of going towards that same dream,
Yeah,
even though it really wasn't relevant anymore. And so what we're doing today is slowing down and really feeling into what are your dreams today, because what worked yesterday may not be what works today for you. And that's totally okay. And that's why this is so important. So this formula that we're using, these exercises are really something you can use all the time. It's super simple. It doesn't mean it's easy, because making changes in our lives can come with challenges,
sure.
but the rewards are infinite. So does
I,
that
I
answer?
that's That's very helpful because as you were speaking, I think for myself, the soul or spirit is more of on a deep core level. I think for me, it's where my truth resides. Whereas I can get into my mind and body, and that can play games. And even as you spoke to the dreams, some of those old dreams, that's my mind saying, "Yeah, I should be still going after that," and that's like easy versus what's true for me right now on a soul level. So that is very helpful. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for asking that. And so now that we have listened to our soul, the next component is mindset. And our minds are so powerful. So my intention is always to harness that power to propel me forward rather than hold me back. And it's really easy. I think all of us have this inside roommate, as Michael Singer calls him. And that can be a very negative script, if you will. And while we can't create our thoughts come, we do get to choose which ones we want to hold on to. We get to choose which ones we want to believe. And so rather than holding on to thoughts that drag us down or hold us back, it's really important to identify those, let them go, and choose ones that will really support you in your dream. I often relate it, Jonathan, to how I would speak to like a 4-year-old. So often we're so hard on ourselves when we're trying new things just because we're adults, I guess, and we're supposed to know how to do everything. And the reality is, if you're really stretching yourself and going out of your comfort zone, you're going to make mistakes and things are going to happen and you're going to stumble, and that's totally okay. And if it was a 4-year-old, you would continue to encourage them to keep getting on their bicycle or continue to try to read or whatever it might be. And we need to do that exact same support system for ourselves. And so it's all about the mind. And yeah, it influences our mood, it influences our choices, it influences our behaviors. So it is super powerful. And when we can really master that, it will support us in everything.
That's excellent advice for us to attend to, because the mind is very powerful, and we could either let the mind be the driver on its own, and we're being taken for a ride, or like what you were saying, we can choose and be an active subject in the process of choosing that reality.
Yes, you got it. So, what my invitation for all of you is right now is that dream, that soul purpose, that soul desire that we started off with. I want you to start by thinking one reason or more, if it comes naturally, of why you cannot go for your dream. Just take a moment. I suspect each of you has at least one by now, and maybe a few. And I want you to really think about how easy or hard that was, and how you feel with the idea that you can't pursue or accomplish your dream. How do you feel, Jonathan?
Well, I know you professional coaches pretty well here. I think that first question was a trick question. As soon as you posed it, why I can't, sure, that litany comes in of my excuses and what if and all that. But I said I can't do that. That I'm not being true to myself. So put that aside.
Good work.
Yeah.
Good work. However, those were all there, right?
Sure, they'll definitely pop up, and not that I'm done with them. They'll come back and present themselves as needed, so to speak. But if I'm being honest with myself, it's to move past that. That's that mind where it's you can't do that. These are reasons why. It's like I don't choose to attach to that at this point.
So well done. And
Well, by your lead, thank you.
well, I love where you took it, because the next part I want to do with everybody is, now I want you to take a moment to think of all the reasons you can go for this dream. Perfect. And we're really kind of going through these exercises quickly because I want to present them all to you, and you're welcome to spend more time with all of these afterwards. But now I want you to think about, just reflect on how easy or hard it was for you to come up with a list of why you can be successful in what it is you want. And the key now too, so there's a couple things, right? So often that's very uncomfortable for people. And the key is starting to talk to yourself, coach yourself, and believe in yourself, so that does start to feel more comfortable, and that you tend to go more towards the reasons you can than the reasons you can't. And often, Jonathan, I say, if you don't like the answer to a question, change the question. And so if you are running these scripts that are negative, I would look at what you're asking yourself, right? It's like, here's all the reasons I'm not ready. And of course, that's going to be where your focus goes. And that's what's going to hold you back, because that's where our energy goes. Now, if you flip the question like we did just now, is how am I ready? Then it supports you in crafting your mind and using the power of your mind to go forward in the direction of your dreams. Now, there's one more exercise that I want to offer you, but we're not going to necessarily do right now, is all those lists of negative things. I want you to consider transforming those into positive things. So, for example, if you don't have enough time to go for your dream, so that's on the negative list. Well, transforming that would be, I am making my dream a priority, so I have enough time. And so basically, combating every single argument against yourself to one that's in support of yourself. It's so powerful, and it's actually not that hard to do, right? As long as you have the list of what is holding you back, changing into what will support you changes everything. So now all of a sudden you have all the reasons you can do it, plus you've transformed the can't into reasons you can. Now that's all you've got is, I'm going to be successful at this. And then keep doing that, because new thoughts come in and can try to sabotage the success. But now you know how to change those.
So you've led us excellent, you provided an excellent process of reflection in various areas of our life. And so the roadmap leads us up to a place of then taking action, I believe.
You're absolutely right. I like to call it soul-inspired action rather than just action.
Great.
And the reason is because of this busy culture that we all live in. And when I say soul-inspired action, it really causes people to pause and think, okay, what actually is aligned with my dream? And so thinking about your action to make sure you're choosing something intentional. And the way I design my soul-inspired action is making it so small that I cannot fail. So the way I describe it to myself and others is, if I think about shooting three-pointers, I'm not that great at basketball. And if I shot a three-pointer 100 times, I'd probably make one out of 100, if that even. And that's fine. But you can imagine what that would do to my self-confidence, right? Like if you keep missing every shot you take, it goes back to the mindset. You're just going to beat yourself up and then go into this downward spiral. And how can one stay motivated and determined and courageous if you're not seeing any progress made? And so I always shoot for layups. And so if you can string a bunch of layups together, I'll pretty much make every single one. And so, gosh, now I'm going to start seeing results in the direction of my dreams, and my confidence is going to go up, my self-esteem. Like I'm going to see progress, which also just keeps the momentum going. And so, so I like to shoot for layups rather than three-pointers. Does that make sense? Does that work?
It's an excellent analogy. I love basketball, so I actually was going to ask to see your three-point shot there. But
it actually is more like this. I throw it up between my legs.
that works as well. I remember Rick Barry made that iconic, that move. But I love the analogy, because exactly what you said. I mean, you're going to make layups time after time, and that just builds on the success and the confidence. So love it.
Yeah. And if I'm really going for something that feels important and big to me, I can find myself paralyzed. And by, if I'm trying to go from A to Z, that can stop me in my tracks. Whereas if I'm trying to go to A to B, it's so much easier. And we really just want to set ourselves up for success, and those people around us as well. So those are my little tricks.
I love it. I was actually thinking, just in one area of my life, the body area of my life, I miss doing yoga, and I haven't made the intention. I like the idea, I have the goal, but I haven't made the intention come to bear of making it happen. And as you were talking about layups, I was thinking, I just need to like, do like a 15-minute routine, just something that, oh, that's right, I like doing it again. And then it'll build from there. It's that whole idea of, too easy to fail. I mean, I could do 10, 15 minutes and then it's like, oh, I like it, I'll continue it. And so your model is really built for success.
I love that example. That's the perfect application for it, Jonathan. So thank you for sharing that. And I love that you're thinking about getting back into yoga.
Yes, yeah. My body needs it. I need it. It's wonderful. So from here, Jessica, what would be our next steps? I mean, you've really given us this roadmap. You've brought us to the door. It's now like laid up out for us to actualize. Viewers leaving our conversation today, what would you encourage them as like this next step from here? They've got the information, they've had the reflection, the goals.
Well, one thing I would love everybody to leave here with is one commitment to yourself. I would love for you to think about one inspired action that you can take by the end of the week, which is, this weekend. If it's yoga, maybe somebody needs to get a yoga mat, right? So go get it and go in the direction of what you need. Perfect. So that would be my big encouragement. And so just taking a moment now to think about what you're willing to do. And it's really important to commit to only things that you're going to do, because our commitments with ourselves are so important to uphold and respect. So we can treat ourselves with loving kindness and tenderness. So yeah.
I know as a professional coach, part of that role is also then if we were working together, there'd be an accountability. So I said I'm going to do yoga. Well, Jonathan, how's that going? And so I appreciate, and I also like what you did there. By the end of the week, there's a quickening, knowing that the end of the week is right here. So it stays in the mindset, and it's meant to take action from here. Take action versus, you have 7 days to do it, but no, there's a quickening to it. So that's excellent.
I love that you said that. There's a quote I just saw the other day, and it was, in a year from now, you'll have wished you started.
Yeah.
Right. So like, don't let that happen.
Yes, that's very cool. So Jessica, I know our time's gonna complete in just a moment for our conversation. You have the book Shut This Way. Do you want to share a little bit about that with us and how we can get it?
Thank you. So it's launching on Tuesday on Amazon. You'll get it for free, the ebook for 5 days. So please go on out there and grab it. And how it's designed is actually very similar to what we walked through today. So it's broken up into 3 components: soul, mind, and body. And it's got a number of different ideas and ways to support you for living your dream life, and or if you're wanting to support other people, whether you're in partnership or you're a parent or a boss or a colleague or a community leader. However, I mean, it's really laid out so that anybody, whether you're 10 or 110, my intention was to make it as easy as possible while still really helping people get the courage to make the change that they want to live. So there's lots of different ideas in that, and it'll be free. And also, you can always reach out to me. I'm happy to share more resources all the time. And it's just at lifeshucker.com. And my email specifically is jessica@lifeshucker.com. But yeah, I love helping everybody. So let me know how I can support you.
And Jessica, I've had a chance to peruse your book, 44 ways to shuck open your shell and shine. So more than just a lot of ideas, 44 plus. So wonderful. And the book is very stimulating, and I love the graphics. Really fresh, well done, and timely. So I appreciate you offering that to our viewers for free right now, and then they can also order a hard copy as well.
Thank you, Jonathan. I
Yes.
so appreciate you having me on, and I always love my time with you.
Thanks for starting our year off so well, and I wish you the best, and I'll look forward to connecting in the future. And all of you, thank you for joining us on Be Well, and we'll see you next time. Until then, be well. Thank you.